Yep, you read the title correct. In Dandy's world, I met the most toxic Rodger griefer, probably ever. I didn't record the first part, but I got a lot of it on camera. Before I show you the footage, I'm going to tell what happened from the start. BTW, really quick, this obviously isn't my real voice, but I don't feel like using my real voice for this video. So it all started around floor 2 to 4, I think. We had a sprout in our team, so when I saw tapes, I said tapes, in chat as you would. I was playing as Rodger, but there was also another Rodger in the group. The other Rodger ran and stole the tapes right in front of me. Obviously, I called him out in chat, saying how he stole the tapes, but as all liars do, he denied it. I decided to ignore it and move on, because it was only 5 tapes and really wasn't that big of a deal. This is where the text is going to get small now. So the next couple of floors, the other Rodger was going like tapes to not seem suspicious. I decided to joke around a little and say, "I've got my eye on you, Vintage," because he was Vintage Rodger. He didn't seem to like that very much, but didn't make a fuss about it. We started both joking at around floor 7, when I said we need a twisted, it's floor 7, and he joked around as well. Everything was normal and good until we reached floor 9. I was walking around trying to find a machine when I suddenly see the other Rodger with a twisted on him run up to me. I obviously hid and got out of his way because I didn't want to get hit, but he turned and ran right to my hiding spot. He ended up making me lose a heart, and I ran away to a safer place and in the chat jokingly said, "Why you tryna kill me? Little did I know." That was the worst mistake I would ever make in my entirety of playing Dandy's world. He got mad and started yelling that he didn't try and kill me. I argued back a little, trying to calm him down and tell him that it wasn't a big deal, but he kept yelling. This was the point I started screen recording. I'll show you the footage and commentate over it as well. As you can see in the chat, he was accusing me of sitting around and doing nothing despite me doing many machines throughout the 9 floors. I tried to de-escalate the situation and tell him I don't want to fight. You can also see he was calling me a camper despite most likely not knowing what camping even was, because it made absolutely no sense in this situation, and I'll go as far as saying not even possible in this game. He was saying I was yapping and being annoying despite being the one yelling at me and insulting me. He said I was crying and literally admitted to almost killing me. I was genuinely very confused about why he was so mad all of the sudden. As far as I remember, I did absolutely nothing but would have made him have a literal tantrum. As you can see here, Astro was also asking what was going on, and I was trying to explain, but he left before I could send the message. Sprout, at the same time, was complaining about how we should just finish the floor and get on with the game, which I completely understand why. The other Rodger was just continuing to insult me and have a tantrum for no reason. I wasn't exactly sure what to say and contemplated telling them I was recording, but decided not to until later. They accused me of not doing even one machine, which they also misspelled, done, and didn't even bother to correct it. At this point, I was getting a bit upset and told them they are acting like a child, which they were. But right as I sent the chat, as you can see, they had led a twisted towards me, causing me to lose a heart. At this point, I decided that I had enough, so I left that area to find the last machine and finish it for my team. At the same time, they were denying, acting like a child. As you can see, I found the last machine, but before I did it, I called them out for leading a twisted to me. Right here, Sprout was saying he was going to report Rodger. I wanted to make sure he didn't accidentally report me, so I told him to report the other Rodger. As you can tell, Sprout seemed to think that I was the one being toxic. You can tell he thought the vintage Rodger was the victim here, despite being the polar opposite. I was speechless. I was wondering if Sprout and the other Rodger may have been friends, because he was quite literally yelling at me and insulting me, as well as leading twisteds to me. I had just finished the last machine, but the drama wasn't done just yet. I was trying to explain to the confused Sprout that the other Rodger was being toxic. At the same time, the other Rodger was still accusing me of doing nothing, even though I had very obviously just done the last machine. At this point, I was extremely overwhelmed because there was too much going on. I kept getting painted as the one in the wrong, and it seemed nobody believed a word I said. I was just getting insulted over and over and over while I desperately tried to explain what was going on to the others, but there was too much messages flooding the chat at once. I was pretty angry and honestly disappointed that people like this even exist. I pointed out that I had literally just done the last machine, and the other Rodger, well, you can just see what he said. I was now not only angry, disappointed, tired and overwhelmed, but also disgusted. I revealed that I was recording, thinking that maybe the other Rodger would calm down a little and be less toxic due to maybe nervousness about having his little tantrum get public, but no. It seemed he didn't care whatsoever. Again, as you can see, people were still convinced that I was the toxic one, despite the overwhelming evidence right in their face that he was being extremely overly toxic. I was yet again speechless. Sprout was right next to us in the elevator when the other Rodger was being toxic. Just then, the other Rodger came up to me and used the air horn while directly behind me in an attempt to get me hit. I don't have to say much, as you can see it unfortunately worked. I just decided that I was tired of trying to run from twisteds do machines and argue with this imbecile all at the same time, also during a blackout, so I decided to die. Just as more evidence, I did many machines. It literally says right there that I did 7. Despite me saying in chat I was gonna die purposely, the other Rodger still made fun of me about it. And then died immediately after like an idiot. In the chat he said he was gonna die, but I highly doubt he actually wanted to, because right after insulting me again he left. It's safe to say that was a very chaotic and toxic experience, and I'm probably going to be playing solo runs for a while. I really regret not reporting that person, but at the time it didn't cross my mind to. I'd why he got so mad, but he did much more than overreact. If you'll want, I can post the unedited footage. BTW, I know I'm posting, and I know this will be annoying, but no, I am not off my break. Sorry, I just really had to post this because this entire interaction was just astonishing to me. And I just want to say thank you all so much for 1K subscribers. I'm so happy and grateful for all of you who have been supporting me. This AI voice could never express how excited and happy I am about it. And trust me, I promise when I'm back from break, I have a bunch of surprises and celebrations for hitting 1K. So again, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. And thank you for watching all the way through the video. I know this is not the most exciting or interesting video, but I hope you all enjoyed. Look at this funny